Hi everybody. I'm a little early, so I'm just gonna wait till I'm supposed to be on here. But anyway, did everybody have a good week since the last time I seen ya? Anything new and exciting that you guys have had happen? Let's see here. Ah, what'd I do? Hang on. Okay. Shoo. I shouldn't mess with anything because I always end up screwing it up. I'm trying to get it. Let's see here. There we go. Okay. Here we go. Now I can see better. All right. Okay. My internet's been kind of weird a little bit here lately, guys. So I apologize if things are kind of wonky for a little while. I'm really hoping that it cooperates for this hour of time that I'm going to be on here. So anyway, doesn't show anybody on just yet. So let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and fix that. Oops, can't spell. Alright. There we go. Okay. Okay, so I got 3 watching right now, but we'll see. Alrighty, guys. I'm going to give it just a few more minutes to let everybody kind of show up here. For those of you that are already on here, how was your week? Anything exciting happen? Nothing newsworthy? Anything like that? Alright, guys, if you can hear me, I know you can't see me because I've got the channel art that I've drawn up there right now, but if you can hear me just fine, let me know, because it says that my streaming health is not great, and I'm hoping that that's not true. It lies to me all the time, so I kind of need to know if everybody can at least hear me. Let me get it to where you guys can see me. Okay, can everybody see me now? Alright, good. Philip Ramsey. Hello, welcome in. Alright, it's just about the time when I'm supposed to be starting, so give everybody a few more minutes to get here since I was here a little early. Alright, good. I'm still working on my channel art. That's just the picture you guys got to see last week, but I'm almost finished with it. I'm almost happy enough with it where it would be one of those things where I would be willing to let everybody see it. Anyway. Alright. Give it a couple more minutes here, guys. Let everybody get on. Okay, a couple more minutes here. Alright. Well, I don't really know what to talk about until I start, talking about stuff, so, got 4 watching at the moment. That's what it says anyway. Okay. Alright guys, so I'm just going to go ahead and get started. It's a few minutes after when I'm supposed to get started. So anyway, today's topic, I'm going to be talking about livestock guardian dogs. And here lately, I have been getting a lot of questions about the livestock guardian dogs. So I thought I would just kind of compile a few of the different things that I've talked about in some of my videos, and then answer any questions that you guys might have about the livestock guardian dogs. I am by no means an expert on them, but I do know a little bit about them, and you can kind of take from it what you will of what I have to say. There's a million different ways to train a dog, and nobody's way is the correct way. Everybody's situation is different. Everybody's homestead's different, and you need your dogs for different things. My dogs are, I train them specifically for my homestead. What works for my homestead may not work for yours. So, yes, I did get the pig pen repaired, and I will be talking about that here in just a minute. Tina. Connie R., good morning. Nice to see you. Okay, we got a few more people watching. So, anyway, I just will be kind of going over some livestock guardian dog things today. And I've got some pictures for you and things like that. So, hello, mother of many horses. You made it today. I'm so glad to see you. All right. Okay, so one quick thing before I get into some of the updates that we're doing here. If you haven't already, go check out thehomesteadnetwork.com. This is a really great online community that Brad and them have set up. There's a lot of great channels that come together and really create a great community for everybody. And a lot of the shows are on in the evenings. There are a few daytime shows, me being one of them. One of the newest ones, Brad is actually doing a daytime show now. It is called Homestead Faith, and I was watching it just a little bit ago, kind of getting prepared for this and listening in. And it's a really, really neat show that he does for everybody. He does a really great job at talking to people and not at them. And that's kind of important when you're wanting to really get to the meaning of what you're wanting to say. You're not talking at people, you're talking to them. So, let's see. Did anybody else catch the Homestead Faith this morning? It was pretty good. I liked it. Tim, Beverly, hello. Mother of many horses, you're looking for a dog. Good. Well, this is a good topic to get in on. No running with scissors. Yes, that's kind of a thing you don't want to do. Teach your children that when they're young. I actually, when I was in kindergarten, I had a kid that ran with scissors, and he was running up the stairs at school and stabbed himself in the neck with them. He was fine, but there was a lot of blood everywhere. It was a little traumatic for a kindergartner. So. Here, kitty, kitty, kitty. I haven't seen Kitty yet, Grizz. But that's okay. Alright. Also, tonight I want to let you guys know for my Monday crew. Tonight from 8 to 9, there will be Freedom Acres. They have their show. And also from 9 to 10, Robin from Big Bear Homestead will do her essential oils chat. And I watched Big Bear Homestead on the Homestead Network, and Robin is worried, or I'm sorry, excuse me, it wasn't the Homestead Network last night, it was the Insomnia Club, and she's worried that people are going to be watching the debate and not her show. I'm going to be DVRing the debate and watch it later, and I will be watching your show tonight, Robin, so don't worry. you will have at least me come. Okay, so, and those are Eastern Standard Time. So, go by Eastern Standard Time. All right. For those of you that have not watched this before, I have playlists set up on my channel. So if you don't want to watch all of my videos to find all the different things that I talk about, I have the specific topics set up so that it's easier for you guys to find and not have to go through a whole bunch of stuff. So. Let's see. Hello, Cockeyed Homestead. Oh, you're a dog trainer. Awesome. Yay. I was a dog groomer for a while. That was fun. When Brian was stationed out in California, I was a dog groomer. I went to school and everything. Pet Stylist Learning Institute or something like that. Anyway. Oh, okay. Grizz, okay. Oh. Okay. I didn't know that. Thank you. Grizz. Okay. Still trying to get through. Oh, well, thank you, Tim. I think I've got a little over 200 videos now, so it's going to be an interesting topic for you. Okay. Cockeyed Homestead. Well, if I say anything too out of line, just, put me back on the straight and narrow. Like I said, I'm not an expert at this, so, I kind of do what I think is right and go from there. So you can use all of my techniques on children and husbands. Very cool. Yeah, you can. All right, so let's get back to what I was doing. I've gotten distracted. All right. As I said, we're kind of getting things buttoned up around here. I have been doing a lot here lately, and the other morning I woke up and my back said, you have to slow down. I don't know if I don't know if I've mentioned in some of the videos, but I do have back issues, and my sciatic nerve gets pinched, and when that happens, it's not cool, and I will be bedridden for weeks after that. So I am taking it easy for the next few days. It can wait, cleaning out the garden is not the end of the world if I don't get that done right away. And, it'll be cooler if, if I have to wait a couple weeks. I really have learned my lesson and started to listen to my body and, hello, Minuteman, and try to not get myself in a position where I can't do anything I've done that too many times, and my hard-headedness, I have, learned. Okay, so the pigs got out the other day. I don't know if you guys seen the video or not, but I go out and one is standing there and she's just like, "Hey, how you doing?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you're not supposed to be out." The panels that we have for the corral that they stay in, they are heavy, heavy panels. So we've never had a problem with them getting out. Except, well, they did get out once, but that was kind of my fault. I didn't wire the panel, and they were pigs being pigs. And anyway, so I come out, and they've like completely knocked over the panels, and it's one of those things that it could have been prevented if I had T-posts and the panels wired to T-posts, but I hadn't done it yet. And honestly, it wasn't on the list of priorities, but it got moved up to the top of the list that morning. And I got it done. I had to get some help lifting up that one panel. That sucker is about 150 pounds. It's really heavy. So anyway, I got that all fixed. And I had a lot of questions about how I got them back in. And the truth is, they caught themselves. I was working on the fence, and they both just wandered back on in their pen when they were done rooting and doing whatever they wanted. I guess they got their belly full of grubs and roots and things, and they wandered back in their pen and plopped down in their wallow, and I just kind of wired everything up where they couldn't get out until I was finished what I was doing. So yeah, they caught themselves. They're spoiled, rotten little brats anyway. So Miss Lucy and Ethel are. Hopefully we'll be having little pigs here soon. So okay, so another thing I'm going to remind you about, when I get to 2,000 subscribers, I'm going to have a contest, and the winner, I will make them something, either be crocheted or I sew it, or or whatever. No, I cannot make one of those giant Afghans that I gave away for my 1-year anniversary on YouTube, but I can make you something that doesn't take me forever. And if I get to 2,000 subs in time, I can have it ready and have it as a Christmas present for you guys, if you want to give it as a Christmas present to somebody. So I am a little over 1,500 as I checked it this morning. So, and you guys are great. I just reached over 100,000 views, which is pretty cool. Never thought that would, be possible, but my husband is back to work now. He's on extremely limited duty, but they have him doing things that he can do. He can't lift more than 2 pounds with his right shoulder. Excuse me. So he is out of his brace, or he's out of his sling, and he's rather excited about that. So, let's see. Okay, so a little bit of, I don't know, it's kind of sad, but we knew it was coming. Robin, our meat goat, will be going to freezer camp tomorrow. I'm going to be taking him in early in the morning, and so we will be having some fresh goat meat here soon. We have decided not to butcher him ourselves. The butcher that we have, he does a really great job, and he doesn't charge us all that much, so we just have him do it. And it's a little easier. If I listened to my body, I wouldn't get anything done. Sometimes it feels like that to me too, but in the long run, with the way my back is, I know that if I don't listen to it, I'll pay even greater. Yeah, I do go to a chiropractor as well, mother of many horses. I do go to a chiropractor. All right. Oh. Tried to convince the doc that he could fix my back, but he refused and put me on. Oh. Well, I don't know. Is that a good thing or a bad thing, Grizz? For you? I guess it depends on your situation. Okay, so pictures. I have pictures for you guys. And let me see if I can do this without screwing everything up. Alright. So there's my channel art. Okay. So this morning, this is the view. Oh, I need to resize that. Sorry, guys. I thought I did that. Hang on. Okay, there you go. This was my view of my pond this morning. I happened to take my camera out with me this morning, and there you go. That's what I seen. And then Cassidy and Caitlin wanted me to show you some pictures that they took. We did kind of a photo session with them. Oh, good grief. I guess I'm going to have to fix all these. Sorry, guys. I thought that I had gotten this right. And they wanted you guys to see some of their pictures. This is Cassidy. This is one of my favorite pictures that I took of her, even though there's a couple other that are really good. Anyway, I love how much hair she has. It reminds me of like a lion mane. It's kind of neat. I wish I had, my hair used to look like that, nice and full and beautiful, and now it's kind of just, you know, wimpy and does what it will. Alrighty, and Miss Caitlin. Now Cassidy actually took this picture. Sorry guys, I apologize. I thought I had these. Cassidy actually took this picture, but I thought it was the best one of Caitlin. This is one, the one she turned into the fair. She actually turned this in and it went to State Fair. And she got a nice purple ribbon at the State Fair for it. And let's see here. Alright. Next one is going to be a little Mongo. He's growing. Oh my goodness, is he growing? You can only see his ear right now, but let me fix it real quick here. Maybe. Ah! Why aren't you working? Let's see here. That's not what I wanted. Okay. There we go. That's Mongo, and he is sleeping on some clean laundry. Little stinker, you're so cute. I couldn't disturb him. Felt bad for the little turd. So anyway, there's Mr. Mongo. He's getting big. He's been neutered already. And okay, so here's a picture of Mr. Robin. I thought I'd throw one of those in there. He like I said, he's going to freezer camp tomorrow. There he is. Little stinker. He's fat. Oh my goodness, is he ever fat? And then I've got one of him when we first brought him home. Sorry, guys. There he is. There's when we first brought him home. That's the first day we had him. I'm getting hungry now. Cats always get me drooling. Oh my goodness. You must have watched Alf, Grizz. I loved Alf. He loved eating cats. Yes, mother of many horses. He is a boar goat. We got him from a friend. I hope you guys are seeing all these all right. Is goat meat like lamb? It's a little different. I'm not a big fan of goat meat. My husband is the one that really likes goat meat. I do like lamb, if it's cooked certain ways. If it's cooked other ways, I'm not such a big on that. But anyway, all right. So there's baby Robin. Let's see here. If I've got any more here. Okay, so that's all I've got for you in the pictures for that's, you know, it's kind of what's going on this week. The rest of the pictures I got are of the topic for today. So, okay, let me get back to where I was. It should. Alf. I haven't seen that show in years. That'd be kind of cool to rewatch it. I wasn't very old when that show was on, though. So I do remember it though. My dad used to like it. That and if you guys have any questions, I forgot to tell you, please put them in all caps so that I can see them better. I try to keep up on the comments, but sometimes they go a little bit fast for me. And when I'm on topic, I try to stay on topic and not get off topic too badly. Ooh, rosemary and mint. Sounds good. We haven't had lamb in a long time. Cassidy is going to be showing a lamb next year for the fair, so she's gonna feed out 2, and she's gonna sell one at the fair, and we're gonna purchase the other one from her after that. So we will have lamb next year. We probably won't do a goat because we will be doing lamb next year. So, okay, book of the week. This is the only book that I own of like a livestock guardian book. This one's great for beginners. I picked it up mainly because it was on sale, and I thought, hey, you know, it was pretty cheap, and it's got a lot of great info for beginners. It kind of goes through the breeds of the dogs that you can get, and it also has the donkeys and the llamas and things like that. It doesn't have just dogs, but it also has things like that. So it goes through the breeds, it goes through kind of what you need to look for, how to care for your dog. It's got a lot of good info for people that are thinking about getting a livestock guardian dog. It is by Janet. Ooh, I'll botch that name. Let's see if I can. There you go. That's who it's by. I'm sure you can get it on Amazon. I picked this up at the local Tractor Supply out of the bargain bin, and I got that from there. It's a stories publishing book, so usually those are pretty easy to get a hold of. But anyway, so this one, I keep this around, but I don't really use it. I don't even know why I keep it around, but anyway, there's that. Okay, so to the topic at hand. Let me see here. You make your own mint sauce, Cockeyed Hun said. Alright, so I was just kind of reading comments there real quick. Okay, so topic at hand. Livestock guardian dogs. Now, I'm just going to kind of run through some of the behaviors that you're going to find with your livestock guardian dogs. Yes, they're a dog. Yes, they are like many dogs, but they do have some particular traits that make them the way that they are, and also they were bred to be independent dogs, independent thinkers, and problem solvers. They learn to do these things on their own. It's kind of bred into them, and that makes them exceptionally difficult to train sometimes. And when I mean train, I mean if you've ever had a livestock guardian dog, you know what I'm talking about. But they are trainable. It's just a little harder because they like to do things their way. And, you know, the normal way of training these dogs sometimes doesn't particularly work for them. But, you know, with repetition, you can guide your dog into the way you want him to be. Like Mia, she has a very bad problem with jumping on people. She doesn't do it out of meanness. She just wants to be as close to somebody as possible. And she has a tendency to get a little excited and wants to be up in their face and just like pet me, love me, love me. So I have trained her to sit when she approaches somebody. And it took me over a year to get her to do that, to where she does it without even me having to remind her. But she is glued to your side and, you know, just looks up at you like, okay, I'm ready to be petted now. it took me a long time to get her to realize that that is what I want you to do. And yeah, so anyway, so a lot of the behaviors of a livestock guardian dog, they are going to sleep during the day. Now, this does not mean that they are lazy dogs. They are out all night patrolling. They are more active at night, and they sleep during the day. But when they sleep, they are still listening and sniffing, and they are still on guard when they're sleeping. I have yet to be able to sneak up on one of my livestock guardian dogs and wake them up. They always hear me coming. They're very good at that. Let's see here. Your livestock are still safe when they're napping. They're still on alert. Am I planning on breeding Mia and Jax next year? We'll see. I know I'm not going to be breeding her this fall. I might do a spring litter. You know, I don't want it to turn into her getting bred every time. It's not fair to her, and you know, it's really easy to find people that need them, but I don't want to exploit her, and I may do a spring litter next year. We'll see. I'm not going to be doing a fall litter this year if I can help it. So, although one time I was trying to give her a break and Jax decided otherwise. He broke into the pen and we had a litter of puppies. So I have to make that pen like Fort Knox, and he does not leave that pen side when she's in heat. So anyway, and if they hear or smell something that they do not like, they are up and they are making sure that that is something that's not going to be harming their livestock. So anyway, the livestock guardian dogs with the Great Pyrenees breed. Now, I don't know about all of them. Some of them like to just intermingle with the sheep or whatever they're guarding. Some like to just, you know, keep patrolling all day. Livestock guardian dogs, the Great Pyrenees, they like to take the high ground. And what I mean by that is they'll find the highest point in the pen, and that's where they will stay a lot of the time. And if there's shade up there, that's even better for them. But they will take the high ground. That's usually where they'll do their napping. And that way they can scan the area. They can see any potential predators coming from a distance. And they do it in a way where a lot of times it's more beneficial for the goats and the livestock to do it that way, and they can really be able to relax and not have to worry about it too much. So yeah, let's see here. They are peacekeepers. Now, what I mean by that is Jax does not like, say, the goats getting angry with each other. He does not like it when they fight. He will go over and he will break them up and not let them do that. Mia, on the other hand, she is like, okay, well, there's not a predator hurting them. They're okay, they'll work it out. Mia could care less. So, you know, different dogs like different things. Some of them don't put up with it, and some are just like, you know, whatever, they'll figure it out. Let's see here. With the Great Pyrenees, if you sit and observe them, they're always sniffing the air. They're always constantly smelling. Even if they're just sitting up on their perch, you can see them. They kind of have this little head bob thing going on, and they, you know, will rotate their head around, and they'll be constantly sniffing the air for any predators that might be in the area, or anything that's in the area that they, you know, want to check out more. They love, love, love to dig. Especially under shade trees or anywhere where it's cool, especially in the summertime. They will dig a Great Pyrenees size hole. I can remember as a kid, my grandpa had 3 Great Pyrenees dogs. And as a kid, our job was to go into the tobacco barn. The cool place for them was in the tobacco barn, and that was near where their sheep were and everything like that. So before they could bring the tobacco wagons in to hang the tobacco in the barn, we had to go in and fill in the dog holes where they had dug their holes to stay cool. And that was always a fun task. So they love, love, love to dig. Let's see here. They bark a lot, especially at night. If you are a light sleeper, a livestock guardian dog will make you part of the insomnia club. Yeah, they bark a lot. And I think a lot of it has to do with the vocalization, telling the predators, hey, I'm here, don't come near me. And then if they sense something that's not quite right, they'll just bark into dark abyss at night. Now, during the day, if they bark, I know something's there. And I will go out, and it's usually somebody coming in the driveway, so I already know when somebody's coming in my driveway. So anyway, they are playful with those that they trust and those who are in their inner circle. They love their pack, their family. Yes, Cockeyed Homestead. I don't even hear them anymore at night. I sleep through it. And one night, I guess Jax decided that right below my bedroom window was a good place to just sit and bark, and yeah, that's not fun. Let's see here. Hang on, I think I see a question. Oh, okay. Will they respect a fence? Depends on what kind of fence it is. If they can go through it, they will. But a lot of times, if you let them know that this is the area that they need to stay and they bond with your animals, they usually won't go very far unless they're chasing a predator. We have electric fence around our entire perimeter of our property, and Mia and Jax are deathly afraid of that electric fence, so they don't even go near it. Even though Jax could go through it no problem, wouldn't even feel it because of all the fur he has. When they were puppies, they learned that wire means no. So they are deathly afraid of the electric fence. Yes, I know of people who keep them in their house, Grizz. I wouldn't want the hair, honestly. Pyrenees know how to open latches. They're smart. I'm sure they could figure that one out pretty easy. Okay, they are gentle with children, especially. Jax loves children. If there's a kid in the yard, and I would pity anybody who came in my yard and tried to mess with any of the kids that are in my yard. They will leave with no seat in their britches. I guarantee it. They make great babysitters. Great babysitters for kids. If they have nothing else to guard, they will guard you. They will guard your children. They will guard neighborhood kids. It's just ingrained in their DNA. They want to guard something. A lot of times, when you get a dog and you want it to be a great guardian dog, they're already going to be a great guardian dog because their instincts tell them what to do. But sometimes you have to go and direct their instincts in a way that you want them to be. Hence, training is a little bit harder with them because their instincts are telling them to do something. And you will have electric fence. See, they should respect that, especially if you get them as a puppy. And I know the puppies here have gotten into the electric fence and they know exactly where it is. So, Yes, the hair. You could knit a sweater monthly with the hair they shed. Yes. Um, yep, mine protect everything, Christopher. Yep, mine are, they patrol the whole property. They don't really care. They just kind of they do a patrol every day. And the pups have been going with them, and it's really beneficial for the pups, I think, to be able to learn from their parents how to patrol and different things like that. Okay, so if you're thinking about getting a livestock guardian dog and you want to get a puppy, there are a few things that you want to look at when you go to find a puppy. Things that you want to pay attention to. Now let's see. Everyone has their own unique setup. So kind of have in mind what you want your livestock guardian dog to do. What you, on your own property, have, and the temperament of a dog. And then you do your research on kind of some of the breeds that you have heard about and find one that is really going to meet your needs. A lot of livestock guardian dogs, they kind of just, they grow into their environment, and they really know kind of what they're supposed to do, really. I mean, unless you get one that's completely clueless, all the brains have been bred out of them. And that goes to what I'm going to talk about next. But a lot of the show dogs that they use for showing and things like that, a lot of those instincts have been bred out of them because, like a Commodore, they're supposed to be very aloof. They're supposed to be skittish dogs. And you take one of those dogs and put it into a show arena, that dog's going to be scared out of its mind. So, some of that, I mean, not to say that you take a show quality dog and turn it out in a pasture won't do its job. That's not what I'm saying, but you want to find kind of a middle ground, I guess. Yes, Pyrenees are known for hip problems. They are, yes. It's just like any of the larger breeds. A lot of them are known for that. Very cool. Yeah, any dog can be a guardian dog, but you run the risk of not knowing, because some dogs, like retrievers, they're bred to retrieve for you, or different things like that. So if you get one that's mixed with another non-guardian breed, you gotta make sure that you can trust that dog and that the right instincts are taken over. So one of my neighbors got a Great Pyrenees blue tick coonhound mix one time. Bet you can't guess how that turned out. She did not have any chickens left. Hair management. I'm gonna touch on that real quick. There are breeds that require hair maintenance. Now, like I said, I used to be a dog groomer, and so every year, even though you're not supposed to, I shave my dogs, just because I don't have time to brush them, the maintenance that they require on their hair. So I just buzz them, and they're done. So there are breeds that are short hair, and you don't even have to worry about it. They're good to go. The short hair ones, the more common ones, are some of the Anatolians or the Kangals. Those are short haired. Some of the longer hairs, the Commodores, the Great Pyrenees. You've got your Mastiffs. Now, Mastiffs come in short and long hair. Just depends on which Mastiff you choose. So, anyway. Now, if you're going to be bringing home a puppy, I would definitely suggest having a secure area for that puppy to stay in, away from your smaller livestock, or the pen be next to where the smaller livestock is going to be so that they get used to it. Because a puppy, to a chicken, a puppy, I can't talk. To a puppy, a chicken is a play toy that moves and makes noise. And they don't do it to hurt the chicken. It's just something they want to play. And a lot of livestock guardian dogs don't mentally mature until they're age 2. But, excuse me, physically mature, well, until they're age 2. And it's one of those things where they all mature at different rates and different times. Mia was slower to mature than Jax. Jax was pretty serious from day 1, and he takes his job pretty serious. So you're not supposed to shave them. You can just cut the mats out if you want. You're not supposed to shave them, but I do. You know, it's one of those things where it's the time management thing. I just shave them once a year and they're good to go. At about what age do the hips start going? It really depends on your dog and how athletic they are. If they get overweight, they go a lot quicker. So on the hip thing, it depends on the breed, and some are more susceptible to hip dysplasia and things like that more than others. So it's usually when they get a little bit older that they start having the hip problems. Yeah, you're right, Cockeyed Homestead. It gets a little warm here in Missouri, and it's humid. They have the pond that they can swim in for us, but they would be fine if I didn't, but they do get matted, and I don't think that having them keep the mats on is very comfortable, so I just slick her. Since Mia is half Commodore, her hair doesn't know what to do. It wants to cord, but then it says, well, no, I'm not supposed to cord, and then she just ends up a mess, so I just shave her. Yeah, you can, if you have the time to brush your dog, Christopher, that takes care of the matting problem. So I just shave them. It's easier. Are rat terriers actually good dogs for rat control? I don't know. I never owned a rat terrier before. I know dachshunds are. My father-in-law has dachshunds, and they catch mice all the time. Okay, back on the topic. All right, so if you're going to go look at a puppy, there's a couple things that I suggest that you look for when you actually go to the breeder. Look at the parents. Are they working dogs? If they're working dogs, ask, were their parents working dogs? Did they, what did they guard? Were they really good at their jobs? Different things like that. And then look at the pups. Have they been living among the things that you're wanting them to be guarding? That will kind of help out in the long run as to, it's not going to necessarily mean that, if you want a dog that's going to guard chickens, it has to be guarding chickens when it's a puppy. That's not what I'm saying. It's easier when they're more assimilated to those animals, and they know that those animals are something that they don't play with. But a puppy, like I said, will be a puppy, and if they get bored, they will find something to entertain themselves. So, and do the puppies look healthy? Puppies are going to go through stages where they just look weird. They look awkward. Yeah, but, do they look generally healthy? Ask if they have given any shots, if they've been wormed, different things like that. So, and then take a look at the breeder. How long have they been breeding dogs? The place where we got Jax, he'd been breeding dogs for 30 plus years. So it was kind of safe to assume that, his dogs have been, and he never really did, he always, you could trace all of his dogs back to, a certain dog. And so that was kind of one of those things where it's like, okay, these dogs really have been bred for, Chihuahua is good for rats. Interesting. The dogs have been bred far enough back in their lineage that they are going to have a good instinct as to what they need to be doing. Do they train their dogs? See if they do or not. Let's see here. Okay, so when you go to meet pups, from what I've observed with the livestock guardian dog pups, there's going to be a few different temperaments when you go look at them. And these are just a few that I've observed. And Cockeyed Homestead, if you want to chime in on some of them too. When they run and jump, they run at you, they jump all over you, lick you, kiss you. Those are going to be your happy dogs. Do they bark and growl first and then come to greet you? Do they stay back, study you, and then come to meet you? Do they stay back, just stare at you, never come to greet you? Or do they run and hide and want nothing to do with you? Those are kind of the things that I've observed whenever I have looked for the livestock guardian dog pups. And those are kind of indicators as to what their temperaments are going to be like. Mia was the one, she was the puppy that she seen me, she barked, she growled, and then she's like, "Ooh, I'm here, I'm gonna, I want you to pet me." And that's what she did. So that was Mia. And Jax was one where he sat there, he barked, he growled, he sat there, he just stared at me, never came to greet me. But him and Mia do an excellent job. There's two totally different types of puppy there, and they both do their job very well. So, let's see. Best medium animal-friendly watchdog. Anybody got any? I mean, I don't know. Teresa. Most of the livestock guardian dogs are pretty good size. So I'm going to do a series soon. Are you Cockeyed? Are you talking about like a dog training series soon? That'd be great. I'd love to see that. Oh, rain? I have no idea. Okay. All right. So those are some of the things that you're going to want to kind of look for when you're going to get a pup. You want to make sure that they're come from working stock, and that they've kind of been living among what they're going to be guarding. So, okay, so once you have your safe and secure area for them to come home, go pick out your pup. Find a breeder, and if you're not comfortable when you arrive and the pups are in a pen and they don't look great and it just screams run away, then run away. Even if they're the deal of a lifetime, you'll probably have more of a headache than anything. Oh, good, Cockeyed Homestead. You are going to be doing a dog training series. Starts today or tomorrow. So you guys go check out that channel, Cockeyed Homestead. And if you want to learn about dog training, that's great. Fantastic. Yay. When you bring your puppy home, you want to make sure that there are plenty of things for that puppy to do. Chewing, they love to chew. Chewing is, oh my God. Livestock guardian dogs, when they're puppies, they chew everything. My children lost several pairs of shoes because they left them out in the yard. I don't know about your all's kids, but mine, they like going barefoot. And I've just stopped telling them to put their shoes on before they go outside because of that reason. They will put them on to please me, go outside, and then just take them off. So they lost several pairs of shoes that way. Okay, so, let's see here. When you get your puppy home, you want to put it where it's going to be living for the next, few weeks. Let it get settled in. And I would definitely recommend having one person being the designated person that's going to feed and care for the puppy for the first couple of days or so until they get, acclimated to their new surroundings. Because livestock guardian dogs don't really do well in new surroundings. They don't like things to change. They like things to be steady. And my kid is in his 30s. Oh, I got off topic. Sorry. Yeah. Anyway, so I lost what I was saying. Anyway, okay. So, once you have him home and he gets used to you, then you can start introducing him to new family members and different things like that. So, because a lot of the livestock guardian dogs, if you bring them home, like Jax, he was scared for a whole week. He didn't let me touch him. And then, okay, I'm okay. She feeds me. She's okay. She's not gonna hurt me. Then I got to pet him, and then he sat on my lap, and it was bringing him around was a little harder than Mia. She was just like, "Oh, how you doing? I like you." So anyway, okay. Usually with my pups, I try to teach them some basic commands, things that will be necessary, I believe, in keeping them safe. I always teach my pups before they even leave my house to come when they're called. That's one of the things that I teach them. I also teach them to sit, just because Mia, especially for Mia, she's so big, she knocks people over. So she has to sit before she gets petted. Another thing I teach them is to leave it. If they are doing something, or if I want them to stop doing something, I teach them to leave it. One example was we had a neighbor dog come over into our yard. It was a husky. And by the time my dogs got done with that dog, by the time I got out there, my yard was about half full of that dog's hair, and it left our property almost naked. When one would grab a hold, and when that hair came out, the other one had already grabbed a hold of another chunk of hairs. And that dog was really trying to leave. It wasn't putting up a fight, but they were making sure that dog wasn't going to come back. And so I hollered at them, "Leave it." They dropped the dog, and then the dog just took off like a rocket. And I never seen the dog back over here again. So, yeah. They're very efficient. And I have seen my grandpa's dogs. He had 3 dogs usually at the same time. And each one was different. He had one named Shep. Shep would only allow my grandpa to be near him. And he had White Man. He was okay with those who were in his circle. And then he had Bigfoot. And Bigfoot loved everybody. Bigfoot would come when we were at my grandparents' house, which was quite often. He'd come in the yard and guard us. And when we left, he would go back and guard his sheep. So there was a point I was trying to make. Oh, yes. If there was any stray dogs that came over there, it was not good for the stray dogs. I know that Grandpa had a really big problem before he got the dogs of the neighbor's dogs coming over and killing his sheep. He had foxes and coyotes and things like that. So, can a puppy... I'm sure it can. T. Teresa. I don't know. I don't know a lot about pit bulls. I know that most of the ones that I've come in contact with are real sweethearts. And they're really good with kids. So, I'm sure you could train it to do whatever you wanted. Yeah, Cockeyed Homestead, yeah. Sure. They get a really bad rap, I think. an undeserved rap a lot of times, and it's just because of human ignorance with the pit bull thing. And I know a lot of people are strongly against them, but you know, they're a terrier, and terriers are fiercely loyal dogs, and that dog will do exactly what you want it to do, and that's why they're used for the insane purposes that they're used for sometimes, because they will do exactly what their owner says, and it doesn't matter what it is, they will do. They want to please their owner. Anyway, that's a whole nother topic. Sorry, guys. Okay. And then once your puppy, you know, gets comfortable with you, you have him home. He's doing great. I allow my pups to follow me doing chores. They are really good at following you. They let them do their chores, get acclimated to their whole surroundings, know their area, and then, you know, step up their level of independence. If you feel that you're comfortable leaving them with some of your smaller livestock, by all means, do that. But be able to supervise. Supervision is very key when you have pups. Like I said, they will be puppies, and they're dogs. They see that chicken as a toy, or as something that, you know, moves and makes noise. That's exciting. And eventually they will grow out of that. So, you know, if a puppy does accidentally kill a chicken, cut him some slack. You know, they're usually not going to get into, you know, an extremely bad habit if they do that. So, now a lot of dogs like to patrol neighboring properties. Jax and Mia usually stay around here pretty good. However, they do, the neighbors right across the street, they patrol around there, and then they do a little bit around this area, but usually they don't leave the property unless they chase off a varmint. So, with my pups, I do lock them up at night for their own protection, because we do have a busy road out here, and I don't want them getting squished. So, for their own protection, I do lock them up at night. And with the pups, the sooner you start training them to be the way you would like them to be, the better off they'll be, the better they will listen for you. The easiest thing to teach them is the come command, because you can have some goodies or some treats that they like. My guardian dog is a pit mix. Very cool. Border collies are such high energy dogs. Sometimes they get a little overzealous when it comes to the nipping thing, especially when it comes to when they are in working mode and working sheep. I've seen that a lot. I've seen a lot of corgis not be good with small children because they nip. They're bred to nip. I'm not saying that they can't be good with little ones, but I've noticed that too. That the breeds that are more of the herding variety, herding breeds, sometimes tend to, with smaller children at least, not to be good with smaller children. Okay, so do you guys have any questions for me so far on the livestock guardian dogs? It's noon, so, or excuse me, it'll be 1 o'clock, noon my time, but 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Stay vigilant with their training. Don't give up. Even if it seems hopeless, they will come around, and they'll do what you need. Hello, Mike. It was good talking to you guys the other day. So Ruger is coming to the house daily, and we are not sure what he is doing at night. Okay. Yeah. Just keep doing what you're doing. You know, he will catch on eventually. Like you said, he's still pretty young pup, so cut him some slack. He'll be all right. Let's see here. Overbreeding has caused a bad hybrid. This has caused a lot to become mean. And I think, Kaka, you were talking about the border collies. I think they need a lot of stimulation. They get bored and they become very destructive if they don't have things to do. And they're such high energy dogs, they require a lot of exertion to be tired. Let's see. One other thing, all puppies mature at different rates. You know, if you have one that's getting kind of a bad habit, just keep at it. I know it gets frustrating, but the more you really keep at it and reinforcing the behavior that you want, the better off you're going to be in the long run. I know it's a pain in the butt at the time, but you will reward yourself later on down the road. If you let it slide and you think, well, I'll just get him next time. Well, next time, that behavior will become a learned behavior, and it's very hard to break a learned behavior that they have just, they like it, and it's very hard to get them to go back to the way you want them to be. So, let's see. Any questions for me? It's a little bit over time. I'm not too bad on time today. So, anyway. Oh! I have pictures. Oh my goodness, I completely forgot. Okay, so I'm going to show these really quick to you guys, and then I will let you get on with your day. Okay, so this is Jax. He is my Great Pyrenees livestock guardian dog, and that's him. This is a little bit of an older picture of him, but he was barking at something that day, and I happened to catch him right as he was. Okay, let's see here. There's Ziva. Good grief on me. And I'm sorry about the position, guys. I don't know why. I tried to. Let's see here. Position. I don't know why that's not working. Okay. Well, there's Mia's tail. Let's see here if I can get it to cooperate here. There she is. There's Mia. She's half Commodore. As you can see, kind of there on her back leg, I do leave those. Those are, her legs do cord, but the rest of her body just doesn't know what to do. It just kind of does its own thing. Alright, next one. Let's see here if I can get it to cooperate. I will be more prepared. This is Jax. He's taking a nap on the porch. This was this spring after being out all night long. That night, I think I heard a bunch of coyotes howling, and he was busy all night long keeping those guys at bay. So, and here's a picture of the pups. Why is that like that? Okay. This was them this morning. They went down to the pond to get them a drink of water. And there you go. Jax was yawning apparently at that time. He's not a big water person, but Jax, or Mia, and the pups like to go down there, and this is what they do with their pups. This next picture is going to be them patrolling. They take their pups on patrol with them, which is kind of nice, teaching them kind of what to do. And this is after they've been in the pond, so that puppy looks like a drowned rat. That one does. But anyway, they go on patrol with their parents. Okay, so, and this is the last one I'm going to show you guys. This is the puppies, and they were just kind of mingling with the chickens. The chickens were kind of eating some of their grains, and the pups were sniffing around. They just kind of mingle with them and whatnot. So, anyway. there you go, guys. I hope that you guys had a good time today. Hope it wasn't too boring for you. How old are my dogs? Jax is 4 and Mia is 5. Yeah, no one goes on behind me, so I can go as long as I want. Yeah, I know that, Minute Man. I know. If somebody ever does, I'm gonna really have to learn time management on this sucker because I sometimes I get distracted and yeah. So I was told you can train a dog to dive for clams. Oh, interesting. Oh my goodness. It's been long enough. He up and drown on me. Oh my goodness. Bye, mother of many horses. Thanks for stopping in. Should you tie your dog? Well, if that is what you think, I've never done that, Mike. Maybe Cockeye could help you out with that question a little bit better. If you think that it's one way to keep him, see, if he's in the back and you can't keep an eye on him, my problem with that would be him choking himself, especially a dog that's never been on a line or a lead before. That would be my concern if you tied him, Mike. That would be, I think Cockey'd probably be able to answer that question a little bit better for you. Yes, it does make them hyper, Grizz, because they can't get their energy out. I know. I figured that your dog diving comment was a joke, Grizz. Yeah. Mike, do you mind if I tell them about the conversation we had the other day about Ruger and some of the things that you've got going on with him? If you don't mind, I'll share with you kind of what you guys have been going through with your pup. Okay, so I had somebody contact me, Mike, and I don't want to butcher your last name, so I'm not going to say it. But so they contacted me, and they have I think you said he was 10 weeks old, Great Pyrenees pup, and he guards their meat chickens out in the field. And what happened was they took, I believe they said it was about 150 broilers to be processed. And Ruger got a little confused, it sounded like, and he followed them to the house, to where the trailer was, because they couldn't back the trailer back to where they had their chickens. And so he followed them, and I think what happened was Ruger got a little bit confused as to where his chickens went. And he's 16 weeks old. Thank you, Mike. Anyway, so now Ruger has been coming to the house, and he's not supposed to stay at the house. He's supposed to stay with his chickens. And from what I understand, they've been taking him back to where he belongs, and that would be something that I would do. Just keep taking him back to where he belongs. And then if you go back more frequently, to check on him, he may be getting bored back there. I don't know that, or he's still confused as to why his chickens are not, where did they go? It's one of those things where you don't know what the dog's thinking, but you want to, reinforce the behavior that he's there. And if you go out, what I would do is I would, make more trips back to the field more frequently, and then reinforce that you like it, you really like it that he's there. And anytime that he's where he's not supposed to be, don't necessarily give him a whole bunch of negative. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. Don't give him a whole bunch of negative attention, but just take him back to where he belongs. Don't make a fuss over it. Obviously, let him know that it's not okay. But, oh my goodness. Sorry. My husband's calling me, and he assumes that I'm already done. So, oh, he's sleeping on the back deck right now. That little stinker. Ornery little stinker. You know, keep reinforcing that you want him to go back there. I don't really know any other way. Maybe Cockeyed can help you with that a little bit better. She may have another thing that might help out a little bit. From previous home in the evening after the chickens are roosting, I let him loose to run. Okay. Okay, sorry guys. Okay. Uh-oh. Okay, so he got way too much attention this weekend. He likes attention then. I'd say he's probably getting bored and he really wants some interaction, but you may try going back there more frequently. But you know, how far is your house from the pasture where your chickens stay? Because he may, like my dogs, they patrol the entire property. So he may do patrols for you, and I don't know, how far is your pasture from your deck? You may look into. I agree, Cockeyed Homestead. I think he may be bored. You may look into getting another one. I know that, you know, training them, two of them at the same time would be a little harder. 50 yards, so he can hear you and see you from where his chickens are. Okay. Well, if he can hear you and see you from your pasture, then he can still see and hear his chickens. So, I don't know. When he gets a little bit older, I'd say he'll probably do more of the patrolling thing. Yeah, another dog might be. I know it's kind of double the trouble training two dogs at the same time. But then again, if he's doing the behavior that you don't want him to do, then he may teach the other pup to do the same. So, oh, you're so sweet, Cockeyed Homestead. Thank you. The wife's all about that. Are you talking about getting another puppy, Mike? And I know you said you have plenty of things out there for him to play with and chew on and keep busy. I know your wife said that you can hear the squeaker toy a lot out there, so. Yeah, that may be something you have to do. I don't know. But he's still pretty young, and, you know, repetition, repetition, repetition. He sounds like he's doing everything he's supposed to do, except he just wants to be with you, and he'll be okay, I believe. Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember you saying that you have other dogs. Yeah, he wants to play with the other dogs. So, yeah. All right, guys. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up because I've got to get some stuff done. But thanks to everybody for tuning in and watching, and had some great chat going on. I would say What would you say, Grizz? Oh, hi, Big Bear Homestead. You're a little late. Unless you've already been here and I didn't see it. Anyway. Yeah, so, okay, guys. Well, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. But, you guys remember that there are other shows on this evening. And those are going to be, let me get my paper here so I don't make sure I get it right. Tonight from 8 to 9 there is Freedom Acres, and this is all going to be in Eastern Standard Time. And also we have Robin from Big Bear Homestead. She's doing her essential oils. And I know that Robin was rather worried about nobody showing up because of the debate tonight. But I think that she will have plenty of people show up. I know I'm just DVRing the debate, and then I'm going to be watching Robin. So, anyway. Alright, guys. Any last questions before I jump off here? Cockeyed Homestead, you are just fine. I really like it when there are other people that know more than I do, especially about the dog training thing. I think it's fortunate that you were here because, you know, more than one mind is much better. So, anyway, like I said, I'm not an expert at dog training. I just kind of observe things and kind of tell you how I do things, and you can kind of take from it what you like. So, anyway, oh, are you guys still seeing the puppies? Whoops. I thought you guys were seeing me. Okay, let's see here. Let me fix it. There we go. Okay. Alrighty, guys. Any other questions? Let me check one more time here. Oh, he would have deleted your comments. It's not fine there. Oh, good grief, you two. Alright, well, Big Bear, I will see you and Robin later on this evening. She will have at least one viewer. One viewer, I promise. That'll be me. Alright, bye guys.